Now it's frozen.
Well, you went out of it. That's why.
Now that sounds. Now can you hear us? Shh, turn that down. Can you hear us now? Unfrozen. We're getting there.
I heard the sound. Okay,
Now
we
we
can
can
hear.
see.
Yay.
So
Thank you for the 12 brave souls that have come in.
so so I like I said, I got a hotspot from Wi-Fi from Verizon, but I don't even know if that's gonna work because it only has two bar. Anyway, it's a long story.
And it's 4G.
Well, it's a long story. It requires lots of phone calls to the internet, and they once again charge us wrong. But that's not. You're not gonna eat the cat food.
No, get back over here.
You know that
Every time we go live, he says, all right, they're not paying
Come here,
attention.
Sawyer. Anyway, how are
Get
you
over here.
guys
Don't
doing?
go.
I like the way that the light works. We don't have to jack with it. The other
He's simply waiting. He's just like,
the
they're
other
gonna-
thing
there he
that we
comes.
were doing was the taxes.
Hey, buddy.
And I feel like sometimes they streamline it so much and it's supposed to be so easy that it makes it harder because I took the pictures of the W-2s and did all of that. And then he is sneaky.
He's very sneaky.
And then so it was like all the amounts were right. And then it says, please review, and everything was blank. So anyway, whatever.
Maybe I'll try it. I don't know, and because like I don't know what I'm doing. She knows what she's doing better than me, but she's kind of frustrated.
Well, I hate how they. I'm not. But because Sean always thinks we're gonna get like a lottery size refund. Most of the time, we end up owing.
Yeah,
but last year we owed, and then they hired some people, and then we got a.
I don't think we're gonna get a lottery size, and I don't think we're gonna owe. I think we're gonna be pretty even. I just know the state's gonna be a few hundred. That's what I know.
TurboTax, guys.
Yeah.
TurboTax. That and my throat scratchy.
So my day starts, and I go to work, and I guess I can tell them about it, right?
Oh yeah. Finally, the powers that be aligned with what we wanted.
It's a whole thing because
I am Brenda. I'm a dependent.
Because so for a while, I just was sick of my job, right? And I was not sick of it. I like everybody there, and I like my job. I just am there too much. And I looked at, and I have to be careful how I said it because somebody was acting like, "Ooh, you made this money." So when you look at your W-2, when you get your W-2, and you see how much you made for the year, and then you know how much you make per hour. And when you look at what you made, and then you do the math with the hours you spent, way too many hours at work. I mean, it's good that you made money, but it just anyway. So I was kind of looking for a new job and looking around, and part of the reason that I didn't switch jobs or leave the jobs is, and this is what drama does. You've got people over there saying they're going to get me fired. So I didn't want to deal with the crap like, oh, I found another job, and then deal with them saying, oh, you got fired. But anyway, so we get to work today. I get to work. And the new regulation is that nobody can work more than 5 days a week or 8 hours a day. And so there's a lot of like hullabaloo about it because people want to work and this and that. It's what I've asked for. They didn't do it for me, but that's exactly what I wanted. It only makes sense.
People shouldn't be working 10 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I mean, and they tax the overtime so heavy that it's almost not worth it. But I've been telling them, let them know. And today when they put that, I said, now you follow it to the T. When you do your 8 hours, you're like, no, I'm out of here. That's 8 hours. And then you say, what is my second day off? Let's talk about it now because we're on Thursday, right? And and he will. It's not like I have to hold his hand, but he always, he wants to always make sure that the team is covered, like anybody in a cohesive workplace. And they're great people, but some of them, they tend to work more than they should, right?
Yeah.
Not off the clock.
So if you take 3 people that do the same job and you tell them that the new rules or whatever, you're going to get 3 completely different opinions on it. You got the one person that wants to be there and
Brenda.
work.
Brenda gets paid well.
And what?
No, Brenda was saying she likes the overtime.
That's right.
Well.
That's right. And if they tax overtime right and you get all the out, and that's what some people want, all these hours. We have one person that only wants to work 6 days a week and wants to work 10 or 12 hours a day. You have that person. Then you have the one person like me who says, I only want to work. I would work 10-hour days, 5 days a week. I wouldn't mind that. Work me 10-hour days, but I need 2 days where I don't go into work.
Because at the end of the day, like he put in 23 years to the Army, so he has a retirement.
Right.
He doesn't, there's no reason to work that many hours a week when this is the time you should be having.
We have no
fun
little
with the
babies
chickens.
running around. It's just I miss Mandy,
Yeah.
and Mandy is here by herself most of the day.
That's what he thinks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I have a lot of animals. I have
but
12
what
chickens.
I mean is not with me.
No, it sucks. I mean, there's lots of times that I want to text and be like, dude, just
fucking
but
drop a phone book on your knee or something. So
he
can come.
said that the way to go is I didn't need these. His way to go is like he doesn't want a major surgery like back surgery, but he's got a messed up elbow, and he was like, you get paid time and you're off, and then he's like, I want to be like, fix it, and the doctor's like, well, we could do it.
That's what we're gonna do.
Do whatever you want with it.
So yeah, I think that if we do some arthroscopic surgery on
like,
it,
all right,
and you'll be out for about 3 days. I need about 8 days.
And then I'm gonna ask for an
days.
extension.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but that was a breath of fresh air because we are, we're obviously applying at other places and things like that. But it's this, he likes this job.
I wouldn't want back surgery.
Yeah, he won't
Chris.
do back surgery.
I know a lot of people that have had back surgery, and I've got a bad back, and they've said that they could do surgery, and I said, what's my other options?
Casey.
And they were like, you just got to keep active, keep your weight down, and stay active, and keep the back lubricated, and you'll be fine. Eventually, when I'm in my 70s or whatever, but I just try to stay active. I can always tell when I'm gaining too much weight because my back will really start hurting.
It's not disability on purpose. It's the fact that he needs elbow surgery is what he's saying.
And I'm kind of saying it like.
And it's not disability. It's his sick leave.
Yeah, I mean, it's you build up. Okay, so for instance, when I needed to do my colonoscopy, instead of giving me 2 days to do it, they just scheduled me 10 days in a row so that I get 2 days off together without paying me. And it's whatever, but it's just, you have sick days, you have vacation days, you have different
That's what
things,
they're for.
And that's what they're for.
Yeah, back surgeries, there's lots of people that have had them that are like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. We have a family member who's only 16 who recently had back surgery, and it was from the lumbar all the way up to the neck. Yeah. And it was necessary in the sense that it was to correct a deformity, so to speak. And it literally, it raised them 2 inches when they
2 inches taller.
Yeah.
And we're tall in our family anyway, but
yeah. Which is super, I think it did a lot for self-confidence. You go from being able to come
kind
up.
of stooped.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people, you guys that know my first wife, Jessica, I went through her back surgery when I was married to her, and she'll tell you that was probably, when was that, 2007, so almost 20 years ago, and she needs it again. So it
thanks. Karen, can you do me a favor? Will you mind throwing the my channel's link in here, and then Sean's too? Why not? Make sure you're subscribed to Mrs. ATX, please. Hey, Stitchy, I'm gonna leave it at that for right now. Make sure you're if you love drama, make sure you're subscribed, because hey, recovery is wonderful too, but who doesn't love drama?
Who doesn't love drama?
It's more interesting, right?
You stay right there. So I'm at work.
Thank you, Karen.
We're mulling it over, and I'm like, hey, babe, they're telling me I'm only gonna work 5 days a week now, and if I go in at 9 and I take an hour lunch to 10, you just move it. 6 o'clock, I gotta go. If they want me to come in early, it's like on Sundays. If I go in at 4, I have to be home by noon.
Yeah,
I have to be.
You just have to enforce it.
And
you know what I mean? So
that was good. So then about an hour or 2 later,
Lisa, it's good to see you.
We get the, Mandy, we get the internet bill, and the internet bill is $100 more than it's supposed to be after she's worked diligently with them to get the internet bill for an internet that's spotty and kind of sucks, that you guys know. So I just get this text. She's like, "F this, man. I'm gonna go get a hotspot." So that's what
I
her event of the
did
day was, to go get a hotspot.
to carry into here, if that's a better. Thank you. I think that's, is that, oh yeah, that's our channel here. Do you mind grabbing the ATX channel? No, it's okay.
She's
You're
like,
good.
"Oops."
I knew you'd catch it. So that is what we're working on. And then when I called today, it's just every month they credit it and say they fixed the problem. They didn't. And sometimes the people, and when I say don't understand me, I'm not talking about their language. I'm talking about understanding what I'm saying, like they're not applying it. Like I'll say, we don't want the home number. We have not wanted the home number for a very long time, and you keep saying that you're going to take it off, and we need it taken off. And then they'll say, "Hey, Paula," they'll say,
"What's up, Paula?
It's the best number to reach you at," and they read out the home number.
The number that we got,
and I'm like,
disconnected.
No.
Yeah,
but it's not disconnected. And then
you didn't happen
so,
to record
but listen,
it, did you? I wanted her to
no,
record
I
it.
know. I told Karen, I was like, I'm about to go off on some bitches. Hey, how are you? Hey, y'all. I hope your kitty likes her gift. I don't know what that means. So, tell me. So anyway, and then I said, I don't know if it's outsourced or whatever, which is, fine, but it's outsourced to Jamaica. I was like, oh, can I work there? I'll take a job there. But yeah,
somebody at work that has them, and it's a little thing you take it in your car.
Thank you, Annalie.
Oh, she said it's on the way. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So it's I could go get it and show them the little hotspot, and she was describing it because she was turning in her cable stuff today. She's like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, how ironic is that? My wife's doing the same thing, and she says you take it like when you go on vacation, like they have a vacation property in LA, up in the hills where they can't get internet. They just take it with her. They just take it with them.
That's very cool. That's what we were going to try to do with the one from Texas. And then we didn't have a chance to do. But anyway, they said by December they're going to have a new thing built and streaming will be better. They said that we are not, is Paula the fifth wife?
No, I'm not married to Paula. And there would be a fourth wife that would be in there somewhere. And as much as I like Paula as a friend, yeah, I don't think there's I don't think we're planning any of that.
No sister wives today. So that's going to be the adventure until December. Then at December, we're able to have if you're trolling, it's just, not that easily troll.
Like I'm kind of on one. I might I might talk back today.
Look at that baby. What? No, you're cool. No, Paula is in the chat, and she is a good friend of ours. She's a mod, and I'm the third wife, and my name is Connie. No, Francis. No, Mandi. But anyways,
look at him.
I know that. How many people in here? It's okay, Karen. You're perfect. I know Stitching has talked about getting chickens. Does anybody in here have chickens now? Drizzly rain all winter, like all winter. Like this is like almost like Seattle weather, but I think Seattle is a little bit warmer, right?
Yeah.
So
I have heard that it rains all the time out there.
We pay a lot of money for this chicken coop, right? And our chickens will stand in the cold ass rain.
Well, some of them
all day.
Some of them do.
The Silkies do. I sent Karen a video of it. I got out of the car and I'm like, why in the hell are you in the rain?
And they're soaked.
It's like putting back in next to their heater.
So I think they're by the heater now. I mean, okay. I turned the heater on, and then they were like trying to get warm in the coop. I grabbed the black silky and the white silky, and I put them together, and they were kind of like, oh, this is warm.
Yeah. I think I figured out the main reason I think that they do it is because when it's muddy, they scratch in the mud and they get bugs out. So I think that's part of it. But the other thing is what I've figured out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make that's my plan. I even looked for one online, but I'm gonna build one like the other one that I made, just a little bit bigger.
When we get our thousands of dollars back on our tax.
I know. So, but the other thing is, okay, so remember when we said the Silkies got broody? They turned into, well, I would say Cujo, but that's reserved for Karen's rooster that she had.
Okay.
But
But
growling, hissing, whatever. So what I think, what we've gathered happened, this is kind of the end of the story. We may
This
be
is
wrong.
a hypothesis here.
So they would sit on the things and they were very broody. Well, when we took
Sit on the eggs.
the chicks, the chickens in here and moved them out, they're not even from them. They're from the other ones, but they are babies. And then we started taking the Silky eggs. We think that they assumed they were their babies. So what
Yeah.
happened was, while they were keeping them in the coop or staying real close to them and only letting them out every once in a while, and then gradually, if they've gotten bigger, they ventured more and more away. And now the Silkies are not so broody and angry or whatever, but they're back into laying again.
Yeah.
Like
they're-
they know
yeah.
that it's
It took
time.
them a while, like even when the babies were smaller, the Silkies would not really leave the coop area. They would stay with the babies. The babies are now,
Bigger
they're
than they
8
are.
weeks old. They're bigger than the Silkies already. And so, and they're running around the yard with the rest of the pack. So then the Silkies, our guess was like, all right, our
Are
job
coming
is
back
done
out.
here. And now they're back out with the rest of the flock too.
And I think that makes sense that that's how they, like, that is a animalistic way of not being overwhelmed. That the other ones, because if they have brand new babies and they're still trying to rear the other ones, they, you know what I mean? I think that's how it works. Now, I could be wrong. Probably am.
No, I think it's a pretty good guess at it. And I
Yeah.
think if
And
we
red,
keep,
too.
so we have a bunch of eggs in the incubator now, and we're going to give them away to people. And if there's
Oh,
one or
okay.
two, and I'm trying to convince Mandy if there's one or two, cute ones to keep a couple, but I've got to find homes for them. So we're
But
doing
he's
that.
got some good people that are not able to get them right now.
Yeah, there's people
So
all
they-
around here that want chickens that aren't able to get them. So we're going to help them out. We
With
can start 'em.
7 acres, Selena, she says she's got 7 acres, right? But she doesn't know how many chickens to get. You can, if you can get a big enough coop, you can get quite a few.
How far are you, Selena? Where are you, if you don't mind putting it in the chat? Because I can get you about 10 baby chicks in probably about two
But
and a half
aren't you
weeks.
supposed to start with hens and then you get a rooster? Or are you supposed to have a rooster first? Come on.
No, you get a couple hens.
pick
You
'em
get
up?
hens first. The thing with these is that's a straight run. We don't know how many are going to be hens and how many are going to be boys. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, if you have that much room, but to get a good supply of eggs, you probably want
East Tennessee's pretty close.
like six breeds that are good layers, right? If eggs is the main.
I mean, with 7 acres, it just depends on. Come here, no, come here.
He don't want to be picked up. Look at
He's
him.
being a jerk.
Oh, he wanted to play with his toy.
But
You got him all day. Okay.
I mean, it depends on how many you want. We have a pretty small yard, and we put about 10 in our flock, and that's plenty for us.
They're good. I want to help some people out. Yeah, that's perfect. If you have that much room, you can get quite a few hens that lay, and then if you want, they need if you have a whole bunch of hens, don't you need 2 roosters?
You don't need to. I mean, if you've got a great big old farm
Oh,
and
wow.
you have different areas you can. I mean, I think they said you can put up to a dozen.
Something
hens with
like that. Like
yeah.
Karen used to have a wonderful rooster, but he trying to see what the story is with that. But it was Cujo. It was Cujo the rooster. And sweet Karen was like that rooster was after the dogs, the people. Do you? Yeah, we do too. We get about 6 every 2 days. Hey Jocelyn,
Hey,
thank
Joss.
you. We get about 6 every 2 days.
Yeah, something like that. It's about 3 or 4 a day that we get. So.
And we literally give them away.
The rooster
Mainly
from
my
hell.
mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, but the lady across the street we do too.
Yeah.
So
So we're gonna figure that out. The other thing I saw, and I saw it on Facebook, and Jude, I think it was Jude, our friend Jude, that I'm also Facebook friends with. They were showing the eagles
He was evil.
They're eagles. It was a an eagle, and I'm trying to. I should have screenshot it. So this family put cameras way up because there's an eagle that's been on their property like 20 years.
Oh, really?
So it was Ozzy and Harriet. Harriet is the bird, and Ozzy was its mate until like 5 years ago or 7 years ago, and he disappeared, and a new one came in that they named like M15. But now the problem is, and every year they have their babies, but it's been a week. Harriet has not been back to the nest. So the daddy
is taking over.
Is trying the best that he can to do what he can to take care of them. But it's been 7 days since she's been seen, and so it's a whole big. I guess it's a YouTube channel that you can watch.
I know they have eagle cams. Yeah,
everyone's pulling for them, but they're. And my question would be like, okay, so at some point, if it's a foregone conclusion that the eaglets are going to die or whatever, they can't just go get them, you know? It's
are they bald eagles?
They're bald eagles.
You're not allowed to tamper with them in any way.
In any way, yeah. So they said that the odds are long with just the father there trying to, because
I couldn't watch that.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's two babies in there.
Oh, I couldn't.
And he's
watch
doing
that.
whatever he can, like trying to bring food and all that.
I don't see why they can't bring another female. But I guess
they can't do it naturally.
Yeah.
You know? I think anyway, it's crazy.
Eagles picked off 40 of our friends' free-range chicken. And they do.
They do.
And there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, not that you would do anything anyway, but you can't even like try to scare them, nothing. You gotta just protect your chickens. I didn't know that it was that.
I have figured out that.
We have a garden about the size. I was reading it. Go ahead.
That, we are pretty good with our chickens free ranging. Most people have a problem with predators at night.
Yeah.
I mean and I think it's what hawks hunt during the day, owls hunt at night or whatever. But the people that I talk to, because I have a little chicken that sits on my desk, right? And so people talk about it. What's that all about? I start talking about my chickens, this and that. And, you know, where do you live and this and that. And they're like, we're trying with our chickens, but we always lose them to like raccoons and things like that. And I tell them, you know, at night, and they're like, yeah, we wake up and, you know, there'll be one missing. You gotta enclose them at night. And you gotta enclose them where they thought their animals were in enclosures, but things are getting underneath it. And this and that. We've got, as far as that goes, we have a really good setup.
Yeah, it took me weeks to make sure the chicken wire covered, and it also had to look good. So there was, I didn't want it to look like.
Yeah, it was a vanity.
I'm gonna tell you what, the house may not be standing, but that chicken coop with the chicken wire will still be there.
We have the best chicken coop probably in the county. But so where Mandi and I were a little bit, there was a learning curve trying to figure out how to keep like the bacteria down and stuff like that. The actual protection part of it, we do pretty good at. That's pretty much what.
Brenda, we support people who do that, who raise their chickens and then like eat them or whatever. We just don't. But people do. That's the people we got the rooster from. That's what they do. We
really can't judge that. I would try not to, like the chicks that we have, they're going to be, you know, Tiny's a Rhode Island Red, so they're Rhode Island Red Americana mixes, Brown ISA mixes,
Sawyer,
and Brahma. So they're good layers. So the chicks that we're going to have would be good for laying eggs. And I mean, they're dual purpose birds, but you can eat them, but that's not what we want to give them to people.
The best, they're not, the ones that we have aren't very meaty though. I think well, obviously the broilers, but also
look at it.
The leghorns. He was going to go eat his.
No, he ran out of the room.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he was waiting until we weren't paying any attention.
He doesn't realize I've raised two. I can see him out of the corner of my eye. And I'm like, yep, he went in there. Moms have eyes on the side and the back of their head. We are going to do the classroom project too, where we're going to take the 3 different colored eggs and hatch them for a classroom project.
It's right there. Look, they're right there. Sorry, Brown.
Tell them, say, I'm very hairy. I'm very hairy.
Yeah, it's about time for him to get a haircut.
I wish I could learn how to do it. The lady that does my nails has Shih Tzus, and she learned how to do it, and she's good at it. But cheap chickens that only live for like 9 weeks are the ones that most people get to eat. Which kind of makes me like, because even if you saved them, they only live that amount of time. So you can't really, even if
you couldn't lay siege on somebody's farm and take all their broilers because the broilers don't live long.
Easter eggers are fat. I've heard that too. Yeah.
Well, our Brahma, she's pretty fat, and she can be kind of considered an Easter egg because of her color and all that.
I tell you what, those babies have learned how when we throw out like chunks of whatever, recently it was hot dogs. Y'all don't have to tell us they're bad for the chickens. They liked them and then we slice them up. But the babies will grab one and run off with it.
Yeah,
the other ones take them from you.
Yeah, they're gonna fit in pretty good.
That's exactly, Karen. Meat chickens can be vicious. Stitching says you buy 25 family members with eggs and then chickens. Yeah, no, the people, I always hand it back to you and then it goes over there and then we have but I mean, I don't know why. I'm conscious now. I hand it to you. They raise wild turkeys somewhere over here behind us. And sure enough, like what do you say, Sean, right about 4 months before Thanksgiving and the holidays start, you see them running everywhere in flocks, you know, and lots of them sometimes.
The turkeys.
Yeah, and then ironically, when Thanksgiving hits, you don't see the turkeys
anymore. We didn't see quite as many of them.
Hey, Marilyn.
No,
they didn't have as many this year.
Yeah, but
the year before, and that big bastard running in the back, someone got a juicy turkey.
There's a big bitch. That's what it.
I wish you might still have.
I have the movie because it's uploaded to anyone that follows me on Facebook. There's some of y'all remember the movie that there was like a little clip where where the turkeys are all marching in the front yard. They're marching by down the street. There's probably 20 of them, and she does a little narration. I'll find it.
There's a big fat one in the back trying to keep up.
Who's the one in the back? Who's going to be last? Oh, there it is. But Brendan was like, feed, collect eggs, then axe. I mean, I think that's what a lot of people do because your birds, they grow, and then when they get to about 6 months old, they start to lay eggs, and then they lay eggs for, let's say, good 3 years. Something like 3, and then they don't completely stop laying eggs, but you get about 2.5 to 3 good years of laying, and then what do you do with your chickens after that? Well, some people eat their chickens and make room for other layers, and I don't think we'll do that.
Yeah, probably not. We even, we love our deer and feed them and stuff. We even accept that when they get hunted, people eat them, and that's how, we're not, as much as we love them.
We're not like PETA or anything like that.
But they stay, during hunting season, they stay right in these woods.
Yeah, they stay right around. We only saw one little buck during the rut. The first year we were here, there was a couple big ones, one that would be right in our yard. This year there weren't too many of them, but Mandi and I'd be laying there in bed at night and all bam, and it'd be close. It'd be like,
I'd be like, hopefully that wasn't one of ours.
Yeah, it was like, well.
But remember when I tried to take a picture. I don't think you were here, but I don't know why you weren't here. And I tried to take a picture of the big bucks.
The one that was over in that yard.
They were walking this way.
Yeah.
2 big ones.
This year?
Yeah, and I tried to get it.
Yeah, you said it went up into the neighbor's yard.
I looked out in the front, and they were literally walking down the street, and I was like, that looks like a reindeer. It was huge.
Yeah, that was this year, right?
Yeah, that was this year.
And then last year was that one big one as well that we do have pictures of.
Yeah, and then we didn't see that one this year.
That's what they do. They come out during like November, December, and January, and they get with all the girls, and they disappear. They go to the gym and stuff.
They go and work on their tan. I'm like, what do they do when they're not during the rut? They tan, go to the gym,
kind of hang out
and tell stories about how many does they got.
They talk about, they try to present themselves so everyone can see their rack. They have the nice rack right there. So
yeah, there's a few books that we've gotten. The chicken magazines are probably more informative than even the books are. That's where Sean gets most of his information. And there's one called Keeping Healthy Chickens, and it goes into
I'm gonna get it. It's over there, right?
That's fine, yeah. It's actually, I believe, for like agricultural classes, it's some sort of like small textbook or whatever. But that one you can figure out like saddle leg and anything that may happen. It tells you what you're dealing with or what you're probably dealing with. So we've used that a lot. And we put the Hydra hen in ours, but Karen puts Gatorade in her chicken's water. Excuse me. She puts Gatorade.
She puts Gatorade.
She puts
Yeah. Try that.
I don't know how much Gatorade she puts into it, but it's way cheaper than the Hydro Hen.
It's more.
Way cheaper than the Hydro Hen is like $12 for a.
This is how to speak chicken, and it's so you.
That's just like a fun one.
Well, it's how to observe their behavior and know what they're doing.
I need to get the best parts out to read to the school kids when we.
This is the chicken health handbook right here.
That's
this
it
is
right
the one
there.
that Mandy just got, and
That's what it's called.
it goes. I mean,
Only when they're baby chicks. They say to get them used to them and give them that stuff for their whole life.
See, these are the vaccines that they talk about, but I think
I meant to ask Karen about that. Karen, do you order vaccines for your chickens? Because I'm not sure how you do it or if it's necessary. You said you think it's necessary.
I don't know. The two babies we have out there now, they haven't had any kind of vaccination, and they are thriving. I mean, they're growing big and all that. So I don't know.
Yeah, they say it makes all the difference. The blue Gatorade, they just told me, and it's way cheaper. Herb's the best, more natural. Okay,
Yeah.
And there's also a probiotic that we put in the water.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea is to get them the Hydro Hen or something in their water right out of the egg, and we did that with ours. Like, the ones that we would get from Tractor Supply, they get hatched. They give them like a quick vaccination, and they stick them in the box and they mail them. And so they go for 2, 3, 4 days where they don't really eat much except for what's in there with them. I think that what we did is when we hatched these other ones, the very first water that they drank was Hydro Hen, and the medicated crumble, like straight out. And they haven't been anywhere else except for here on our property, so they haven't been exposed to a bunch of different things.
Exactly. Yes, Brenda, vaccines. We do have some anti-vaxxers in the flock.
We do.
The Brahma does not agree with it. She thinks that the government's spying on her, so she said she will not do a vaccination.
Yeah, we got a lot of that.
Yeah,
and we got that around here.
We let them make their decision.
I have this coworker, right? That he's older fella. Not older, but he's in his 60s, and he's been single for a while, and he comes to me the other day, and he's kind of on the prowl, to meet somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's.
I didn't know
he
that.
shaves all the time now.
Oh, does he?
Keeps himself shaved up, and I think this girl, and I know which girl it is that's out there that I think she told him. I was like, and she's a lot younger. She's like your age, and he's in the 60s. But there was another one that came in, and he said, I started a good, nice conversation with this one. She's like, yeah, she told me, don't call me, just text me, because her phone's tapped, and they've been tapping her phone now, and I'm looking at them. That's what I said. I said, who did she say they were? She said the federal government, and I said, so I asked her why. I said, you need to ask her why. And so after all that, he had a conversation with her, and he's like, so I'm thinking about asking her out, and I was like, bro, I guess if you want that excitement, if you want somebody.
Is her name Alice? And does she have a YouTube channel?
I mean, it
Stitching
was an interesting conversation.
Stitching wants to know, does she have a YouTube channel?
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's.
Maybe she's just saying that to see if he'll stay interested.
We have all kinds of people that come through there, like Bigfoot guy.
Yes, Stitching. That's what it's
like Bigfoot guy. I mean, there's people that come in, and there's one guy that's a special forces guy that comes in, and he limps, and he's, I don't know how much, he's probably my age, maybe a little older, but he limps bad because he used to do halo jumps when he was in special forces, and
breaks down fast.
He tells you about all this. He'll sit there, and if you start to talk to him for minutes, he'll go way off on a tangent about how the government's got just all kinds of conspiracy. And he was a special forces guy for a lot of years. So it's everybody. There's a lot of people. You never know who thinks what.
And hell, it could be true. The thing is like on the 14 on the phone, sometimes you'll look at it and there will be a light on it, a certain color light. And if that light's on it and you go to look up something, like if you're having a conversation and you go to look something up, it already knows that it's there. I think that it's listening. Someone said turn off your internal microphone, and then they can't. I know. I bet you they still can't.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't talk about anything interesting. Trust me, they're gonna find out.
I mean, there's things that our government knows that you don't think they know, and vice versa. Like, for instance, it now comes out that they were tracking that freaking balloon all the way from China.
And why'd they let it go? They wanted to see what it did?
They said that they had scrambled it up, and it was, China couldn't use it, and, but they knew about it way before they said anything to us. And there's literally hundreds and hundreds of things that, like, the State Department and the CIA and the FBI are tracking all the time that we just never hear about.
They just didn't expect it to get seen.
Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stitching said that I triggered one today. Thumbs down her video. She blocked me. I blame her.
How do they know if you thumb it down, though?
I was looking at... that's true. I was looking at my watch later today, and I had Alice in there, the one where she has the hair like this, and she's in front of her when she's smoking, like doing her thing with no smoke coming out. Mm-hmm. That one was in my watch later, so she must not have put that one on private because it's still there. The
new shows, Special Forces, that's the ones where they have all the celebrities and everything.
I'd like to see that.
They had the previews for it. I think that's what Karen's talking about. She said, "Have you seen the show Special Forces?" And I think that's what she...
Do you remember when Army Wives was a thing? I never watched it, but it came on A&E or something, or Lifetime, and it was this. It was called Army Wives, like Desperate Housewives, but like soldiers. I was always saying they need to do the Real Housewives of the Army and put cameras in some of our houses.
You would have to bleep everything out. And
that's what I'm saying.
Make sure people aren't crawling in the windows with the other.
It was kind of like when reality TV was new. I was like, oh, hell yeah. There's so much chaos that goes on a given day on an Army post, especially in the neighborhoods. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
women fighting, men fighting. Then on Fridays, everybody parties together.
That's it. And then they go back to fighting afterwards. Selena says, my oldest grandson is 8 and had a kidney transplant at 2.
Oh, wow.
And we watch what he eats because of his rejection meds. It's crazy what he can't eat. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and that's, switching back to the eggs, one thing that people agree on, you've got people that are whatever, but if you eat fresh eggs, not...
Presley, sweetie.
Not, hey, Presley, not... what do you call it? Grocery store eggs. When you eat fresh eggs, they're so much better than
the one that I gave to your mom's friend who was visiting. Mm-hmm. The ones she texted me today. She goes, "Oh my God, we're enjoying those eggs." We only gave her 6 because we gave the other 6 to whatever. But yeah, people love them.
They're better. They're so much better. And that's why I was like,
we're not against eating eggs. We just don't.
I have to curb my enthusiasm because I'm like, Mandi, we need to have a big, huge flock, and we can just foster all our relationships by giving people. It's like, no, dude, you don't have the property for it, and you don't have the resources. You just can't have 50 chickens all of a sudden,
Yeah. Alice hasn't posted in a while. We love Alice.
Yeah.
She's one of our favorite. But yeah, the problem is like, what happened, Presley? He got out of the hospital yesterday, but
That's good.
What happened? Sawyer, you're going to rip the couch. I guess she'll tell us.
He just looked back.
You got bad news from the VA.
Oh, no.
Sawyer,
stop.
He's like, why don't you stop yelling at me?
You guys stop. He's like, I'm a Shih Tzu, and you guys are...
Do you see him staring at us?
He's just staring at us. Like...
What is it, Presley? Okay, Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda.
I guess 23 years as an officer. That's...
Yeah.
He doesn't know a lot. Okay, he's going to need... Thank you, Jocelyn.
I think it was only a matter of time before Brenda
I know who
off.
Brenda is.
Oh. Okay.
I know who Brenda is.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Presley. Is she typing it?
No, he's going to have to have a lung transplant.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
how soon? How quickly? Like, as soon as possible? Wow.
That is...
Like they said he needs it like ASAP, or like that's what y'all are, because you go on a list or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. And that's not something that someone can only have one and live without. You can't donate.
You can live with one, but
they won't let you donate a lung if you're
not if you only have
But
one.
they let you donate a kidney if you have a family member who needs a kidney.
But not if you only have one. You got to have
But
at
that's
least
what I'm
one.
saying.
Oh,
There's 2 kidneys, right?
right.
So you can sometimes if they're a match, someone will donate one to a family member and then they have just one.
They gotta
That's what I
find a match.
mean.
Yeah.
But they won't take one lung, like one lobe. Is
I
what
have
I mean.
no idea. Brenda, tell us, what's the protocol for that?
Well,
for
Jocelyn put Brenda in timeout,
Yeah.
so Brenda's not going to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Speak more with. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like some sobering news, but at least then it would relieve his breathing. I mean, he'd be able to, all of the. Brenda, it's okay, girl. Don't worry about it.
It's okay.
I'm not going to get into it right here. But when I would assume that if you have like this, because it's the COPD, so then when you have it transplanted, then it's almost like when you have a different, as long as it accepts it, a lot of your symptoms are really, okay, his breathing is getting worse. Huh.
Tell us if you need anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Just reach out. Let us know.
After you talk to the doctor, like what the wait time is, and I guess you don't really know until, but yeah, definitely.
That sucks.
It does, for sure. I can't imagine. That's one of the worst things, I think, is when you, like, if you have, like, you can't breathe. You know what I mean? Like, that's, yeah, that sucks. But maybe it'll quickly happen. And
does he like baseball as much as you do, Presley? We got pitchers and catchers are reporting in spring training starting in, I think, 9 days. So that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
You're
going to meet the donors. That's awesome. I've heard of that happening before. I bet, Presley, that's a lot to take in.
Wow.
That's a lot.
She said
to
we're
take
both into sports. Cool.
Yeah.
We have to figure out how to get up there sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for like there's is it near Chicago?
I'm not sure exactly where she is.
Yeah, exactly, Stitching. That's what I was thinking. Uber is going through it. She's is she waiting, Stitching? She's waiting for one as well. Is that right? I guess that's what
that would be a good person to get her hooked up with. Yeah, she's in the community. She had Uber,
She won't do it. Yeah. She needs it, but she won't do it.
Wow.
I guess that's...
Uber is one that can do the drama, but can differentiate with people and keep her real life from the drama. I have noticed that about her.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I knew... Yeah, I can... So... When you, the one that we watched the other day, a guy actually had, hey Clancy, arm transplant.
Hey Clancy.
He had lost his arms in some sort of electrical, working on lines or something, and they had to amputate his arms to here. They successfully did an arm transplant. I might post the link to that. They did. I don't even know how you get it would seem like once those nerves and things are severed, how do you get it back where the brain can send a command?
It's amazing.
Do you know what I mean?
I really wish we wouldn't have timed out Brenda because she could tell us all.
No,
about
she's
this.
she's not timed out anymore.
Okay.
She wants to know who I think she is.
Oh.
I want to say this is all true. This is her life. They need to run. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be a long road. I mean, you got to figure out. They have to figure out if he's going to be healthy enough for his body to get put through the stress of everything they need to do.
Yeah, so, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We went through cancer. Okay.
Yoga Pants said, "Well, damn, I made it to alive." Yes, you did.
Yeah, I didn't know what Uber's. I knew that she's on oxygen. I had never watched long enough or knew enough to know what what her diagnosis was. But that's interesting. She's an OG one too, isn't she? Uber's OG, yeah.
Yeah,
Ryan
she's been around for a while.
Wow, absolutely. And
oh yeah. Presley says, meaning many can say things and we find out they lie about it. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying. She said, I want to say this is all true. This is real life, meaning her situation with Mr. Yeah, it's true. We always stress that, you know, in the drama community, which we were all born, you know, all of us that had born into the community, I ponder it a lot because the people that seem to be attracted to the biggest draws are for the drama. That's why people are here. That's why when it's not that we're bad people, but people come into the community to see the drama.
Hey, Dragonfly.
You know, it's not a sports community or a sewing community. So yeah.
It's not the rainbows and unicorns.
No,
community.
It's not.
And also the drama community, they've pretty much everyone agrees it's splintered apart.
It is, and it we wanted to think like
exactly, Selena.
About 2 or 3 years ago, like when Mandi and I first got together 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago now. It's hard to believe.
It's unbelievable.
When we were going through this phase where everybody was like, we have to make the community better. I remember Diane and Wendy and Randy and other people, and we're like, we have to, as a community, vet the people that come in, and we have to make the community better. And then people started fighting again and bickering, and that's what people like to watch. It's hard to say you're going to make the community better and stronger in a community that people are attracted to because of the drama. It's just hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean people are bad people. It's just, that's why they come here.
Yeah, it's weird how I was typing that so that, because I wanted to make sure that it was said that Jocelyn is relatively new to the community. She came through Dr. Phil, then watched The Beast, and then found us or whatever. But she's hilarious. When she wants to sit back and chill, she's like, where can I find so-and-so streams? Like today it was like MFW, and I was like, well, and I gave her a couple of names, and she goes, wonderful. And I was like, you can sit back and relax.
And that's what I'll always have going for me here, is that so many people have come to the community through something like Dr. Phil. So they know me before they know a bunch of other people. So when drama, you know, pops up and people come at me, there's a lot of people that are like, well, I came in here because of Dr. Phil and Sean and this and that. So
because they actually name your channel in Dr. Phil, don't they? Because you say, I also have my channel.
No, I don't think they did mine.
They didn't?
No.
I thought they did.
Oh, by the way, just so you know.
I wasn't going to say it, Jocelyn. I smoked 2 blunts and was enjoying one, but couldn't find her skin. She wanted to watch the one where Katie showed all her skin. Oh. And I was like, there's a couple of places that...
That's a perfect example. Katie, who's literally killing herself through alcoholism, can get a channel taken down and just start another channel in a day. She just lost
another one.
In a day, and throw 1,000 people come running over.
Yes.
And she'll get 200 people in the chat the day that she starts the channel, because she is such a train wreck and she is living her worst life, and people are there for it.
Yeah.
They want to see that.
That reminds me. She the other day was talking about, and I thought she was full of shit. She said that owls don't poop. Owls, not owl. Owls don't poop. They throw up their waste. And I thought, that is the biggest bunch of bullshit. I looked it up. It's true.
They throw it all
They
up.
don't poop. Mm-mm.
Well, that makes for a clean bird, though, as far as...
I had no idea. idea. I was like, that's a bunch of bullshit. And I went to debunk it, and I was like, well, I'll be damned. They say people think it's because of the way it looks that it's owl poop. But no, they regurgitate it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, someone, like you say, Joss came in through Dr. Phil. They emailed you, I think. They did. You know how we have a couple of the emails are synced? Mm-hmm. Like this one here. So it came through, and I didn't know who it was, and I didn't recognize.
They're relentless.
Yeah, so they said, and this is Mandi, and this is Sutton. They're like, The producer's name is Jennifer. They said Jen is trying to verify that this is a good email and this and that. So they're after you now.
I'm going to answer that. Presley, I absolutely rolled and laughed when you did the review of the puking stream. And I wonder, while Dr. Phil is on the horizon, I wonder if they saw the puking stream the other day, because that's an excellent segue for them to get back on the show. No, the other day we were at my in-laws and I said, guess what, you guys? Dr. Phil has reached out and wants to do a follow-up. And they looked and they said, oh no. And I said, you have my word, we're not going on to Dr. Phil. But it was funny, this looked like, and I was like, we're not doing it. But probably they did. Thank you. She is something else. Oh, Presley, I can get, which one? I thought that was the one you reviewed. Oh no, you reviewed the I'm sorry one. I'll get it to you, Presley. Jocelyn and Karen have it. They have it, and I think Paul's going to review it tomorrow. Oh, Presley, it was freaking disgusting. And then she still didn't want the stream turned off. She wanted to keep the stream on while she was heaving in a bucket. So her daughter comes to turn the stream off. She's like, no, wait, don't. I'm like, why do you think anyone was? We were live when it started happening. And they were like, oh, she's puking. And I was like, on that note, we're done with the stream. And we went, I said, we have been around Spike TDSU. Presley react to that one. I love it. I have seen a lot of drunk people on stream in the drama community and other places. Boyd has had people who get routinely intoxicated. I have never seen anyone who throws up and keeps the stream coming. Not only that, checks her angle while she's like,
it was that
checking her angle. You're throwing up. Yeah. She really did.
I can honestly say that was that was unparalleled. I was never around for that stuff.
I was like, whoa. And I was just in disbelief. And then it was like, and my thing is this, because you guys know I'm friends with Gabby and I'm friends with Arabia. Arabia just had another grandbaby today, by the way.
Nice.
Another number 4. One of her daughters, number 4 boys. Anyway, healthy little boys. Yeah. Wow. Well, no, she's got another daughter that has some. But checking her angles while she's puking. But the other thing is, the back and forth. I guess I haven't healed. I was so in love with him. I need more time to heal, whatever. If you had any respect for his marriage and his happiness, which you say you do, all you want is for him to be happy, then shut up and stop talking about him. Mm-hmm. That's how you can show your love and your happiness for him, is to stop talking about him.
And if you can't stop talking about him and thinking about him, you can go and look at Gabby's videos.
Yeah. That'll make you stop talking to me.
That'll make you stop, because unless you can jump on the pole and start doing stuff like that.
Y'all saw that picture. That picture. Yeah, we're going to be, very awesome. Going to be great aunts and uncles. Very cool. Thank you, Karen. Karen posted it. Yeah, she put it on private, but not until the next day when she came to and was going to work, I guess, to clean houses. She says she took a shower. Didn't really look like it. And I was like, she's going to smell like stale whiskey and puke.
On a Monday. This is a Monday night, time? Right? At about 9. It was early, right?
Yeah.
She's puking, celebrating a whatever she was celebrating.
Oh, yeah.
And
she was celebrating. She bought a broken down truck.
Oh, yeah. And Becca took her to the hospital or something like that. And
she said she thought she was having a stroke while she was drunk. And they did CT scans on her head and everything.
So they wasted more money.
I'm sure it's covered with her insurance.
I'm gonna say in the next, it's February 2023. I'm gonna give it 2 years. By 2025, Becca will be completely out of her life and had moved on. And I think there's a couple of reasons. I think right now, her relationship, her marriage or whatever, I think there's probably a deployment involved there. And I think when he's back, he's a Marine, she's gonna have to refocus her life. She's going to have to refocus her priorities. So I think that by 2025 February, Becca will no longer be anywhere around those live streams anymore. I think.
Yeah, no, you're right. And this is the thing too with the, like, she even doxed Clint's name for whatever reason. She doxed his whole name. Keep in mind, he broke up with her 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. It'll be 2 years ago in March. He broke up with her. So that's a long time to hang on. And what she doesn't understand, I'm sorry to be brutal, he couldn't stand her. By the time they split up, he couldn't stand her.
Didn't Gabby ask, like, just recently, is she still, and you know, when you were like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's doing a contract right now, but like I said, rarely talk about the beast. There's no reason to. The other day, she's like, is she still talking about him? And I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, she still is. Yeah, Presley, I think that, Karen, is that the link to the drunk stream or whatever? And it's right? I forgot that you said that. Okay.
Right. Did you see that? She said Black Dragonfly lost her husband 3 years ago, and she's in better shape than TT is.
Brenda, go to hell.
What?
No, I don't even want to go to hell.
Did she have to think about whatever she said
She said a true military man doesn't have to brag. We lose people overseas. I have had a loved one overseas. Here, you can read it.
What did I brag about? What am I bragging about?
Go ahead and you're the best one to respond. That's me being overprotective. You go ahead and respond to it.
I can't. First of all, who is overseas with, and she's got exclamations in who Izzle is the Izzle.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, she can't even spell.
Tell me,
Sean, about your sacrifice on the daily. You want me to? It's asked like you're wanting me to. Yeah, it's really weird, dude. I think that Brenda's a little special. You think you know who it is?
Yeah, but I think Brenda's angry primarily with you. That's telling. That narrows it down.
Well, they can't spell, so.
But anyways, that was that you got a reaction from me on that one. Everybody hit her time drought. But anyways, in your dreams needs prayers. Let's go back to that. That's much better.
She doesn't. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think she does.
That sounds like a Tam thing.
But I mean, what? Oh, that's why I said
it could have been, but it doesn't sound like someone that's put together very well because they don't know how to spell for one.
And I think it's the Golden Gate Bridge is the Avi or whatever, which is odd.
You're right, Yoga.
Oh no, Brenda's Corey.
Oh, that was my other guess.
Brenda's Corey. That's who I thought it was.
It had to be someone that's not really 100% coherent.
I forgot that that's her.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I put my heart is broken today? We signed a contract for selling my deceased mama's house. Oh, that's rough. That's very rough.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry.
I'm sure it was it like a lifelong home or whatever, like lots of memories there, I'm sure. Oh, that sucks. Hopefully at least it went smoothly.
That does suck.
Yeah. Presley, I have it, but I have to get the link off this one. I guess I could, I have to get the link out of this phone. Yeah, can you, Karen, is there any way, can you find despite, I guess the link that Karen, oh yeah, she privated it. Post the one, if you can find the one from Spike T easily, post that one.
Yeah. Spike T does a pretty good job, I think.
Yeah.
And you know what Spike T can do? Stay pretty neutral with stuff too. I mean, you don't see her grabbing a side and giving an opinion about stuff, so.
No, it's not at all. Like she's got obviously her friends and things and people that she's probably not so crazy about, but she keeps it totally neutral. No
she doesn't take a shot.
She had the funniest thing to say when we did that Q&A with Sunshine Sally, and she was on mute most of the time.
Yeah.
She piped up and she said, I have a question. She goes, we all saw what was said on the one stream where Sean had to announce that he didn't like, you know what he said. And she was like, so I was wondering about, like, did it get remedied? And you were gonna, I know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it did.
It was so funny. I shouldn't brag about that.
Yeah. I mean, Brenda's she doesn't need you bragging. But she was also the one that came up with our first picture. Remember?
She did. It was a good picture. I looked skinny. Sean
had the clavicle showing and all that.
It was
pretty good.
Good times.
So.
But yeah, thank you, K900. There it is right there, Presley. That is, thank you. In your dreams, did they have I don't know what kind of landscaping was at the house, but is there a way that you could take like a spruce or something or a piece of something there and plant it outside your, transplant a piece of it so that it grows at your house? Just a thought.
Yeah.
Maybe take some of the dirt and plant it with it or whatever. Your family's into that, planting trees in memory of. Yeah.
And the only issue with planting a tree is.
Yeah.
A tree will grow, and in 25 years, a house. If you plant something and you can't take it with you and move it after it's been in the ground that was the only thing.
Oh.
But
your dad said an ice storm killed 2 of these.
Yeah.
In
but
one
you could take something and kind of put it in a.
Well, that's what she's saying. She said it was quite a bit. If you can take a tree that is easily enough to pick up, or even a spruce from it, you can plant it and then put some sort of not a memorial necessarily, but maybe a bench or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah. That's true too. I wish we had gotten sand at the first time we went to Galveston.
Yeah.
We were going to take sand from North Topsail too, and we didn't.
There was a, okay, so, and I'm shifting gears and I'm not minimizing, but talking about keeping, something from a particular spot. Tom Brady went out onto the beach and announced his retirement, right? It was about probably 10 days ago. And as he was standing there, you see the hotels, and there was a landscape shot behind him to kind of place him where he did his retirement. Don't you know somebody went out there and got sand from there?
Really?
And then they took a picture exactly where he.
That's very cool.
And they sold it for $31,000 on eBay.
Already?
That's what it's going for.
Because it was so soon after he'd been there?
It was the exact spot. So.
That's ingenious. She said she hadn't thought of that. It's a good idea. Roses can be easily moved as well. And then we took a start of every mom's favorite flowers and shared. Yes.
Roses do well. You can actually, they're one of those plants that you can actually cut a piece off and it'll take root pretty easily.
Yeah, that's the ice storms have killed a bunch of the trees. Not here, but in Texas, I know a lot of them, and some pretty well-established trees too. I'm getting all of the basketball scores, you guys. So if anybody wants to know who's ahead on,
the Knicks beat the Hawks, but that is going to be. I know that the Mavericks are playing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we are going to watch it because it's been 65 minutes.
Well, I mean, it's only in the second quarter, but there's something else I want to do, so maybe.
I know, but I'm going to also make the hot spot work. He wants to make tea.
I want to make some tea with my wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chief sprayed the city. I bet it was insane. I bet there was people. Would it be lame if I record and upload a video of myself? No, not at all, Jocelyn.
No.
Jocelyn, she's not worried about nothing. She'll go straight into a chat that
I
want an emu. I want an emu. Sean loves emus.
Yeah, there's one about 5 miles down the street in this big old farm. Every once in a while,
that one you showed me where they're running. He's like, they want the eggs.
They're like, no, that was the car. Run for your life.
It's cute. He likes those voiceover ones about the animals or whatever. Make the
hit spot work.
See?
Coach.
Sarah.
Yes! The hot
Sarah
spot,
rolled
the
it.
hit spot. Right on, Karen. Yay. Sarah made it right when we were about to go.
Sarah, I shot you a text. I don't know. You might have answered it and I didn't see it, but about something. Not anything serious. Just asking for your participation.
That's cool.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yeah.
I know sometimes you
We
check
started a little bit late tonight too, because Mandi, between doing our taxes and messing with the hotspot.
I know he thinks that I'm joking, that I don't think that it's going to be a refund, that thing might be.
No, I just want to get them done.
We're going to get them done. But if that's
but
what,
I do think
if that's
the
truth,
state,
we're
I
going
do
to.
think the state is.
Well, I'll be like,
have a couple.
Georgia, send the feds your money.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, you can do it.
Send you can.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can. Here's the thing: is that I know that, like my military pension, I have them withhold like an extra 100 every month out of my.
Are you bragging about your? What sacrifice have you made, Sean?
What have I made today?
No, but anyway, I'm just go ahead.
Yeah, but so I don't know if that popped up, but it should.
Presley said, "Wow, what a slob the beast is." She watched the drunk stream.
Yeah.
React to it, Presley. I'm gonna need you to react to it and upload it to your channel.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good night. It was gross, right? And then Presley, did you see she'd be puking and then she'd go?
Yeah, she
check herself.
That's what she did. She'd be
like, "Are we at a good angle?" And she did her hair all over like she always does. I'm like, "Bitch, you need to put that up. You're gonna be puking all. It's gonna be in your hair and on your bed and your pillow. Look, I know. Trust me."
She said she's going to. Okay, guys.
All right, you guys have a great.